Hey everyone, this is Lucky Mike, and welcome back to another Let's Play of Trails of Cold Steel. Okay, so there isn't any new books I can read yet, so... Yeah, so should we just head to the station, or should we buy something? You know what? Let's just move on. Yeah, let's just go ahead and move on and, yeah, go inside the station. Yeah, let's just wait inside. We need to buy our tickets for the trip to Garrelia Fortress, too. Hey, Eustace, wanna buy me some snacks? Buy your own food! Yep, Eustace still doesn't care about William's recklessness. Lively as ever, I see. Let's head in then. Yep. Eustace was like, nope, I'm not gonna baby you, William. Ooh, I could see the castle for a second there. Wait, it's gone again. Well, the forest is quite dense around here. Still, we saw a lot of weird things in that castle. It was one thing after another from the moment we walked through the door. What are you looking at me for? Never mind. That was pretty great. Do you have this much fun on all your field studies? I just wish it was a little longer. Those 2 days went by so quickly. Well, the field study isn't over, so we're on our way to our next location, so don't relax just yet. It looks like I must say farewell to Leguiam once again for the time being. I wasn't expecting to, but I can't help but feeling a little homesick already. I can understand why. It was really a welcoming place. I didn't ever get the sense that social classes were keeping people apart. True. It seems like a place that we nobles could learn much from. I'd definitely like to visit again in the future. It would be great to bring Fee and the others next time too. You're all more than welcome in Leguiam anytime. I can only help. I'll continue to learn and grow between now and when I next return. After leaving Leguiam, we changed trains at Berehart Station and rode to Cruzen Mainline North, heading toward Celtic. And so, yeah, this train leads to Berehart and then to Celtic and then blah blah blah. Alright, let's go over our schedule again. We're currently en route to Celtic, where we'll rendezvous with Group B. From there, we'll take the Transcontinental Railroad to Garrelia Fortress on the Empire's eastern border. Garrelia Fortress is one of the Imperial Army's largest strongholds. It's sometimes referred to as the wall that protects the nation from the threat of the Cavalry Republic. I've heard it's ludicrously gigantic, almost an icon of military excess. It also houses the 2 railway guns and has a military exercise ground on the premises. Weren't those weapons that Glenn said he regretted constructing? Yeah, there are these 2 massive orbital cannons pointed toward east at Calvert, or more specifically, they're aimed at the buffer zone between us and then Crossbell State. They are pretty crazy, yeah. Looks like you're looking at a mountain of iron. I was pretty overwhelmed when I first saw them. Wait, you've actually seen the railway guns in person? Yeah, Grams took Claire, Lecter, and me to see them this one time. These are the mightiest weapons wrought by the hands of man since the Great Collapse. I want you to consider what it means that such weapons have been placed here. Well, something like that anyway. To consider what it means, he has a flair to be dramatic, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, today's the day, isn't it? The day that the Chancellor is scheduled to depart for Crossbow with Prince Oliver. Guess the trade conference kind of snuck up on us, huh? I think that's where Lecter's going too. I want to go to Crossbow. There's supposed to be this really famous theater group here, and they have a huge theme park, right? That's what I heard, though you probably know more about it than I do. Apparently, excuse me. Apparently, President Torres going as part of the entourage to further her studies. Entourage. Really? She never fails to impress. I hear she's been getting job offers from a bunch of different companies ready to hire her right after graduation. Well, she does merit the high esteem people lavish on her. She's the pride of the academy. It is now 9:30 a.m. Okay, so we have arrived at Caldit once again. All passengers disembarking here in Caldit, please exit the platform. I repeat, do not approach rope barriers on platform 1. Really not a speed reader here, y'all. Sorry. Passengers wishing to travel on the Transcontinental Railroad, please wait on platform number 2. What's going on here? Oh, this security feels kind of ominous. It seems the railway military police is guarding the opposite platform. Yeah, I wonder if...
Well, isn't this quite the coincidence?
Captain Claire!
Claire?
It's Claire! Did you come to see me?
Just a coincidence, I'm afraid. Eisengraf will be passing through here soon, so this station's operating under heightened security.
Oh, right!
Still, I'm happy to see you again. It's been, what, 2 months since I last saw you?
She really is attached to Captain Claire. Yeah, almost like sisters. Hard to believe both of them are Ironbloods. At any rate, good day everyone. Let me thank you again for all your help during the recent crisis in Heimdall. Don't worry about it. We simply did our duty as citizens of the Empire. More importantly, what's the meaning of all this extra security? What is this Eisengraf you mentioned? As an Iron Count, right? Yeah. You'll see what I mean soon enough. A special express train will momentarily be passing by platform 1. The train will be passing through at high speed, so travelers on the platform are advised to exercise caution. A special express train? It couldn't be. Right on time. There's Toa and there's Prince Oliver. Is that Osborne? So was that the Isenglass? Come to think of it, I heard rumors of a special Crimson train. It's supposedly reserved for use by members of the Imperial government. I've been on it before. It's really fast. It's pretty fancy inside too. The Isenglass, or the Iron Count in the common parlance, was so titled in honor of Chancellor Osborne himself. Well, I do hear him called the Blood and Iron Chancellor all the time, so I can understand the iron part. But isn't the Chancellor a commoner by birth? He is indeed. However, he was granted the title of Count by His Majesty when he was made Chancellor 11 years ago. Supposedly, that's what led to the train being given its name shortly thereafter. I see. I doubt he, of all people, sees any worth in titles or peerage. Reen? Yeah? Is something bothering you? Your attention seems elsewhere. Still feeling tired after yesterday? No, not really. I just happened to catch a glance of Toa and Prince Oliver on the train as it passed by. Wow, I'm surprised you could even make them out. You must have a hawk's eyes to be able to see them when the Isenglass whooshed by so quickly. Nah, it was probably just a coincidence. It was more than just a glance, though. I could see them clearly in detail. What was that just now? Well, as long as you're not feeling unwell. We would like to thank all passengers for their cooperation with today's security measures. Transcontinental Railway service bound for Crossbell State now arriving on platform 2. Here it comes. Yeah, it looks like we didn't have to wait long after all. And here comes Group B. Hey, there they are. Reen, over here. Come on, we haven't got all day. We saved you some seats. Well, if you'll excuse us, Captain. See you later, Claire. Of course, have a safe trip, everyone. Ooh, there's Crow and Sarah. Whoa, what's that classy looking babe? Ah, I should have just stayed on the train. Oh, Sarah, you're such a drama queen. We received word from Squad Number 8. No unusual movements have been detected near the Twin Dragons Bridge. We've also received a word from Squad Number 21. They report all high-speed armor cars are in position. Understood. Remain vigilant until the Isenglass has finished passing through. And once it reaches Crossbell City, have all squads switch to Phase D. Yes, ma'am. Are you sure the Imperial Liberation Front will show themselves? They will, I'm certain of it. Hey, it sounds like Group A had quite an eventful couple of days too. Yeah, though I find it kind of hard to believe you could have seen the ghost of Leon Sandlot. That's ridiculous. Are you sure you weren't just hallucinating or something? You can think whatever you like. We totally saw her, I swear. Well, ghost or not, there was definitely someone there besides us. Anyway, that's enough about ghosts and spirits for the time being. I'm more concerned about the affairs of the living, like where Toho and Radiant Waymaster went. Sounds like Duke Cayenne is up to something too, and he's not someone we can afford to take lightly. We didn't run into anything like that in the Euro Special Economic Zone, though I guess it makes sense seeing as it's under the direct control of the Imperial Government and not a noble. I seem to recall that it was annexed 8 years ago, is that right? Yeah, the Empire stitched it on nice and neat without much opposition. Now, it's prospering as a special economic zone on the coast. Seems like a pretty lively place. And the revenue generated from tax there goes directly to Imperial government's coffers. Instead, the pockets of the nobility, entirely a mystery why the reformers think so highly of it. Well, that aside, I'm a little concerned about upcoming trade conference in Crossbell. Same goes for Imperial Liberation Front. They've been awfully quiet since that show they put on last month. Now that you mention it, that does seem rather suspicious. Is it related somehow to why we're going to Garrelia Fortress? Oh, it's not the main reason, but it's not entirely unrelated. I'll let you look forward to finding out all about it when we get to the fortress itself. Anyway, how many of you have passed through Garrelia Fortress by train before? Million? I see. Just us, huh? I can't wait to see everyone's first reactions. True. What's that? Well, I see it in photographs at least. The camera can't really capture how ridiculous it is. Yep. It's supposed to be this macho gateway to the Empire, but it just seems like it's trying way too hard. What's that supposed to mean? The gateway to the Empire and one of the largest military bases in the country. I look forward to the chance to see it in person then. Alright, so we're about to head to Garrelia Fortress. The train carrying Class 7 continued its ride on the Transcontinental Line heading toward the east. They passed through the Twin Dragons Bridge, a cruising provincial army base, and several stations later, it's finally time to pass through Garrelia Fortress, which loomed large on border with Crossbow State. This is 11:20 a.m. Beep boop. The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. Next up is Garrelia Fortress. The train will stop for 5 minutes. Please be aware that only authorized personnel may disembark at this station. Be advised that all orbital photography is strictly prohibited within the fortress and is punishable by Imperial law. Any attempt at unauthorized recording may result in the confiscation of your equipment or detention by the authorities. Oh, that was sounded pretty severe for a train announcement. Well, we are passing through a military facility. I don't think they're being unreasonable. Do you really think that's the issue here? I'm not sure having that be one of the first things foreign visitors here gives a very good impression of the country. Oh, we're finally here. What in Ao's name is that? here we are at the fortress. The Garrelia fortress. The scale is just... This is Garrelia fortress. This entire place is built from iron and concrete. Just how much money has the army dumped into building of all this? Yep, that was about as entertaining as I hoped. Not that I'm surprised, I thought the same things when I first saw it. From the crossbow side, all you can see is a clip though. Yeah, but those two railway guns still poke out through it. Hey instructor, what did you bring us out here to show us? What else? We're here so you can see the true essence of what makes an army. What compromises the military strength and forms its foundation, and what other place the Empire has that on display as clearly as here. Seems like the Class 7 is about to arrive. Well, here we are. The Garrelia Fortress. Who are they? Engineers and tradesmen, mostly. You see a lot of them around here. Keeping a fortress this size up and running is a full-time job for more than just the military's people. So it seems. It's almost like its own town here. On the other side of this fortress, it's more or less a straight shot to Crossbow City, right? To think that such a bustling center of trade is so close to a massive military facility like this. Yeah, Crossbow City is only about 30 minutes away by train. From the top of the fortress, you can even see the skyscraper where the trade conference is going to take place.
I see you've arrived.
Oh hey, Nineheart.
Oh,
Instructor Neidhart!
Good morning, Major Neidhart. Instructor Valestein of Thor's Military Academy, homeroom teacher for Class 7. Reporting the arrival of myself and all students in my care.
Acknowledging your arrival at 11:30 hours. Welcome to Garrelia Fortress. In addition to my teaching duties at the Academy, I hold the rank of Major in the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I'll be acting as your guide, as well as your instructor for special lectures during your time here at the fortress. Now, if you'll follow me.
Including today, you have 2 days remaining in this month's field study. However, we won't be assigning you any tasks during that time. Instead, you'll be participating in a series of special lectures and a field trip. A field trip here? So what exactly does that entail, instructor? At 1,400 hours today, a joint military exercise will be taking place at Garrelia's proving ground. The 4th and 5th Armored Divisions will both be participating. And you will be observing it. We're going to watch a military exercise. The 4th Armored Division? Huh. The 4th Armored Division is led by none other than Elliot's dad, Lieutenant General Olaf Craig. By all accounts, it's one of the strongest armored divisions in the Imperial Army. But did you know our friend, the Major, here is their most promising young member? It's true. Moving on. As I said, you'll only be observing this exercise, not actively participating. I imagine that has some of you feeling rather relieved, doesn't it? It does sound like a pretty easy assignment after all. We'll see how many of you feel the same after experiencing it for yourselves. That's all for me. It's currently 1,150 hours, which has been prepared for you in the mess hall. I advise you all to eat. Your field trip isn't something to be undertaken on an empty stomach. But we already made our own lunch. But oh well. So, this food... We have salty corned beef, and I think I'm getting a hint of peas from this soup. You can use this bread as lethal projectile. I do think it wouldn't have hurt to use a few more herbs or flavors in general. Calling this edible would be generous. I heard plenty of rumors about the food they serve in the Imperial Army, but I wouldn't have guessed they'd all be true. I didn't think the food they served in the mess hall at Sandergate was all that bad, though. I don't think it would kill them to serve something a little more appetizing. This is the exact same thing they served when I came here with my class last year. Probably from the same batch, too. By the look of it, really brings back memories. I was pretty surprised the first time my dad brought me to eat here, too. Huh, you guys really think it's that bad? Huh, it really brings back memories for me, too. At least there's some cheese and apple. The food served in an army makes use of common ingredients that are easily to preserve and store. The ingredients used to make all the food on your trays can be easily stockpiled in large quantities, so even if a war were to break out, a meal like this could still be served without any trouble. So that explains it. I see. So the army serves simple foods all the time to avoid the decrease in morale from wartime rationing. Well, not all the time. However, one can think of this food as a philosophical statement from the continent's strongest army, in the sense that it suggests that soldiers should live and work each day, as through a war effort depends on them every day. So they should be just as tense during times of peace as during times of war. Well, it's a bit too much mind over matter idealism for my taste, but it's worth being aware of. And to throw a different perspective in the mix here, the food the provincial armies serve is actually pretty good. Good enough that you can't help but wonder how they cope if an actual war were ever to break out. Well, it's not like serving good food means you have a crappy army. I hear our naval liberal serves up some pretty tasty food in their army. Liberal's army is fairly elite, probably because the threat of being neighbors to the Empire keeps them tense. I feel a little conflicted hearing you say that. Well, these scenes, excuse me, these scenes are all about finding a good balance. Variety is the spice of life, you know. If you eat nothing but dull, bland food all the time, well, you know what they say, you are what you eat. I could do with fewer of your pithy remarks in my diet, Instructor Wallenstein. Anyway, as you heard, there's going to be a military exercise at the proving ground at 2 in the afternoon today. It's 12:30 p.m. right now, so you have an hour to do whatever you like. They'll make an announcement half an hour before, so be sure to listen for it and do whatever it tells you. Understood. So when you say whatever we like, does that mean we can tour the fortress? Of course, you're welcome to roam around as long as you don't poke your nose into any restricted areas. So go ahead and explore. There's plenty worth seeing here, like the command center. Though, if you're feeling a little tired from your field study so far, you're welcome to rest in your rooms. It would be a shame to waste such a valuable opportunity. I suppose I should at least get a general overview of the fortress. Right, so we're just gonna explore around. Alright, can I buy something? Nope. Yeah, I'm just gonna chat with everyone. Okay, what does the quest say? Okay, so we're just gonna explore at the Garrelia fortress. We're chatting with Sarah. Oh yeah, Toho gave me a call about what happened in Graham. So you had a mechanical monster show up outside the city limits. Excuse me. Yeah, Toho looked pretty concerned when we first mentioned it to him too. Do you know anything about them? Well, I'm no stranger to a group that makes them. They go by the name Ouroboros. They're a secret society of sorts that acts in shadows all across the continent. A secret society? We don't know how many members there are and what they're capable of, honestly. We don't know much about them at all. What we do know is that they have access to technology more advanced than the most cutting-edge research institutes. And that they've been behind several crises. They have threatened to shake the foundations of entire nation-states. And these are the people who made those monsters. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I find it hard to swallow, but there's no denying what we saw out there. Well, you don't need to come to grips with it just yet. We call the mechanical monsters like the one you guys fought. You guys fought archaisms. Lately, it seems like an awful lot of them have made their way onto the black market. There's been one sighting after another these days and all over the Empire and beyond. Oh, that's heavy. Does that mean there's a chance they might be plotting something here in Erebonia? Just in your opinion, I mean. That's the tricky thing about them. It doesn't necessarily mean that at all. There have been cases where we know they put archaisms out into the wild purely to test their abilities, for example. Still, it's something to keep in the back of your mind at least. Alright, I'll be sure to let others know too. Alright, so we're just gonna keep exploring around here. Alright, let's talk to Nightheart and this random guy. So you're the students who have come to tour the fortress. Yes, sir. He's wearing an officer's uniform. I wonder if he's... This is Lieutenant General Walter, commander of Garrelia Fortress. He also serves as the division commander of 5th Armored Division, which is stationed here. I apologize for not greeting you sooner, sir. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to tour the fortress. It really is an honor. Well, at least you aren't lacking in manners. Hardly built like a soldier, though. I have many doubts that you'll be able to endure the military's training regimen with a physique like that. You sure you're trained in properly, Major? My apologies, sir. Though I hear the Academy has a former bracer as their combat instructor, it must really be scraping bottom. I heard the Purple Lightning before. Of course, but bracer's still a bracer. Leaving such an important role in the hands of civilians is ridiculous. Famous stores isn't what it used to be. Well, no surprises here. It's like he fills in every box on the checklist for a stereotypical Imperial Army soldier. Anyway, as Fortress Commander, allow me to welcome you to Garrelia. Keep in mind, though, that we're constantly on alert for potential threats from the east. I have no problem with your class conducting your field study here, but see that you don't get in the way. Of course, sir. Very well. I'll take my leave here, and I have business to attend to. Ooh. He's certainly strict. Well, he is responsible for keeping one of the Empire's most vital defensive fortifications running smoothly. Considering the ongoing tensions between the Empire and the Republic, you should be grateful he allowed you to come at all. I won't forget it. Now, I'm afraid I must excuse myself as well. You're welcome to tour the rest of the fortress, but don't try to enter the command center. Of course, good luck with your work, instructor. I'll see you later then. Okay. So we're just gonna keep exploring. Can I buy something? Nope. Should we just talk to Laura and Fee? I heard about Fortress from my father, but seeing it in person really drives home its incredible scale. Oh yeah, your father helps train the Imperial Army in swordsmanship, doesn't he? I can see why he's so busy. If he's going... Pardon my burp here. I can see why he's so busy. If he's going around training all the soldiers in places this massive. Indeed, I feel like reality of that is finally sinking in for me as well. I have no idea how his teachings are actually being applied, though. Perhaps we'll find the opportunity to find out during military's training exercise. I'm looking forward to it. The soldiers here seem pretty well trained, pretty well equipped too. Like you'd expect from the Empire's biggest fortress. You need to put in some serious prep time if you want to topple it. I'm not sure that's something you should say within earshot of the soldiers. Old habits die hard. Alright. Where to go? let's chat with Emma here. Oh, are you taking a rest, Emma? I did take a short walk around, but everything about this fortress is so imposing. It made me feel a little faint. I feel you there. Looking at Emma now, it's hard to believe she's the same person who almost single-handedly guided us through that castle. Ring? Never mind. But there's one thing that's been bugging me lately. Ever since we arrived at Legram, I feel like just out of the corner of my eye, I catch glimpses of this small black shadow following us. But ever since we got into the fortress, I haven't seen it. Really? Maybe you were possessed by something. Possessed? Yikes, that's kind of an unsettling thought. It is, isn't it? Ugh, I'm glad I told her to go back when we reached Celtic. This fortress is so vast, I could see myself getting lost if I'm not careful. I'm glad I didn't bring her along. What is it? Okay, so can I just go here? Oh, just look at all those tanks. Is this some sort of garage? Seems like this is the hangar for tanks and armored cars. Okay, so this is kind of like the garage here. It's kind of staggering to see so many of them wind up in one place. Well, let's chat with Elliot and Elisa. Ugh, I'm not looking forward to this. You've never seen any military exercises before, right, Ring? Yeah, this will be my first time. I take it you have then. Yeah, my dad showed me one the last time he brought me out here. He really does want me to join the military, but I really don't think I'll ever be suited for it the way he is. I get where you're coming from. The more I hear about his dad, the more curious I get. I meant to chat with Elisa. I'm not entirely sure how to feel seeing so many assassins lined up like this. The Rifle Company makes these, don't they? Unfortunately so. I'm sure they'll be using them for the military exercise too. As far as I can tell, they'll be pitted against the older automated models. That sounds pretty brutal. The older tanks won't stand a chance. Well, that's kind of the point. They want to show off just how easily the assassins can dominate them. Well, you don't get a chance to go eyes on with this stuff every day. I'll take the opportunity to see for myself just how competent they are. That's just like her. Feel the excitement? Ooh, you have your daughter? Ah, that's sweet. This is Orbonet? Okay. So this must be the Orbonet here to connect with. Didn't I already talk to him? Okay, can we go out here? Wow. can't believe the size of this place. Oh, given that uniform, you must be one of the students from Thor's. Feel free to look around all you like, but try to stay out of our way. We're all incredibly busy at the moment, so if you don't mind, I'd ask you to make your way to the corridor over there instead of hanging around here. Understood. Thank you very much. Might as well head over there. Trade conference, huh? Alright, let's chat with Gaius and Eustace. Gaius, are you okay? I'm just kind of shocked by how different the atmosphere here is from Xander Gate. Well, it is a major military base right on the border of Crossbell. I never imagined it'd be quite this big, though. This place is such a departure from Xander Gate that I can hardly believe that this is from the same military, although perhaps this is a true face of the Imperial Army. Alright, let's chat with Eustace. This fortress is very definition of definition of oversized. That's ignoring the excessive display of military power. I imagine that the posture is meant to show crews of provincial army that they could question on a whim. I forgot what this place probably means to you and your family, I suppose. While I don't agree with my father's actions, I can't say I'm comfortable with this fortress's presence either. In fact, I find it hard to believe that anyone could sleep peacefully near a fortress like this. Alright, let's chat with Milliam. Guess you can't see it from here after all. We'd be able to see it from where the railway guns are, but they'll get mad if I get too close to him. What are you up to now, Milliam? You know that huge Orcus Tower where they're holding a trade conference? I'm trying to get a good view of that. Oh yeah, they mentioned it in the Imperial Chronicle and on the radio. Can you actively see it from all the way over here? That'd be incredible. Would I ever lie to you? I wish I could have gone with Gramps instead of being stuck on some stupid field study. Why'd you join Class 7 then? Speaking of which, they're going to be holding the keynote session there tomorrow. I wonder what they'll be talking about during it. Most people thinking it's just they can decide on finance rules and stuff for Western Zemeria, but I think it's really gonna end up being about who Crossbell belongs to. Knowing Gramps, he might even try to get a Crossbell to become a part of Erebonia. Seriously? The prince is gonna be there too, so he'll probably just try to shake everybody up a bit. Unbelievable. Tova's there too, though, so here's hoping things go well. What's with that kid? I knew we'd be getting visitors from Thor's, but they're older than that, right? How'd she even get in here? Okay, that path is blocked. We wanted to go to Crossbell. Yeah, let's just return to the fortress. Container 32A. Yeah, just chatting with everyone. Okay, so I see a chest over there from my mini-map, but I can't go over there yet. Okay, so we just gonna go here. Can we go here? We can't go here yet. Okay, should we go over there? Looks like this is the Fortress Airport. There might come a day when I find myself in a military airship. Military exercise. I won't. Okay, I'm about to see this for myself. Ooh, there's Crow and Machias. Crazy. It really is night and day. Yeah, it's hard to imagine two places more diametrically opposed. What's wrong, you two? Oh, we were just talking about how different this place is to Euro. Euro was super lively, but this place, I think Crow's having withdrawals now. Now that he's somewhere without easy access to a casino at all times. I can imagine. It seems like everyone's talking about Euro these days, huh? Was it really that amazing? It was. I didn't know what to expect with the recent annexation by Erebonia, but everything looked fine to me. It has offices and an entertainment district, and all the people I saw were thoroughly enjoying themselves. I go as far to say that they're happy to be under the Imperial government's control. I don't know if I go that far. Oh, a little bird told me Chancellor Osborne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. He also told me he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. And of course, most of their tax money takes a brand new detour straight into the Imperial government's pockets. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to flatten his pocketbook. But paying taxes is citizens' duty. It's only natural that they do so now that they're under Erebonia's protection, right? Sounds like this is a pretty complicated issue. You're not being hard-headed, Machias. Did the alarm just go off? This bulletin is to inform all store students that preparations for today's military exercise are now complete. Please assemble in the hangar immediately. Your transport is standing by. I repeat. That's Instructor Neihart. The time must have passed more quickly than I thought. I suppose I should start making my way toward hangar. Maybe I'll run into others on my way. We boarded the armor cars and sat toward the proving grounds. The inside of the armored cars was narrow and cramped, and the smell of machine oil hung in the musty air. The cars shook and rattled over the uneven ground, tumbling us around like an iron coffin on wheels. Eventually, after enduring 10 minutes of jaw-rattling travel, unable to even peek outside the scenery, we finally arrived at Garrelia Fortress military proving grounds. Wow, as in main battle tanks. There are plenty of older model tanks out there too. It even looks like they have airships here. Oh yeah, I like the ones we saw in Nord. Welcome. Oh. So that's Elliot's dad. I don't see the family resemblance. Looks like the hair made the jump from father to son, though. Reporting, Lieutenant General. Very good, Neidhart. And Instructor Valentine, I believe. Pleased to meet you. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lieutenant General Craig. I'd like to extend my deepest thanks for agreeing to cooperate with us for the Academy's curriculum today. Think nothing of it. Many of these fine youngsters may one day hold positions in the Imperial Army after all. Besides, I owe a lot to old General Benedict. Ah, and these must be... What a piercing stare. So this is Craig the Red. Elliot, my boy! It's so good to see you again. Huh? What? Must be half a year now since I last saw you. How have you been? That's a sharp-looking uniform you got, too. I've seen the photos, but it looks even better on you in person. Dad, come on! You still got a long way to go if you want to put on some real muscle. There's a part of me that hopes you'll stay my little cherub forever. But you're a man of Erebonia, and the men of Empire must be strong, stout, and ready for action. It was for your own good as a man that I held back my tears and enrolled you in military academy. Dad, I can't breathe! I feel like everything I've been told about him was a lie. There do seem to be some differences from the stories. You kidding me? He seems like a cool guy. What a delightful commanding officer you have, Major. Words fail me. Dad, knock it off! I'll tell Fiona! We'll be right along. He's Lieutenant General Olaf Craig. I'm Lieutenant General Olaf Craig, Commander of the Imperial's Army 4th Armored Division. I've been entrusted with the role of overseeing today's joint military exercise. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Likewise, sir. It's a pleasure, sir. You got one heck of a dad, Elliot. Believe me, I feel it in the bones. Now let me give you a brief rundown of what will be happening. This exercise will consist of a simulated battle conducted by two of our armored divisions. Armor regiments at the formation center, infantry, armored cars, and airships will work in tandem, using their maneuverability to the fullest to obliterate the targets. As our targets today, we'll be using previous model tanks that have been discommissioned from service. Autopilot functioning will allow them to evade and return fire, but they've only been armed with plant bullets. However, all the regiments taking part in today's exercise have been equipped with live ammunition. Ugh. So you intend to actually destroy the other tanks? Huh. It would hardly be a live fire exercise if we didn't. The current time is 1400 hours, right on schedule. We'll now begin today's joint military exercise. Armored Divisions 4 and 5 commence combat operations. Glory to the Empire and the Imperial Army. Begin! Yes, sir! 5th Armored Division Armor Regiment will advance first. Armored Car Regiment and Infantry Regiment follow their lead. 4th Armored Division Armor Regiment and Infantry Regiment advance together. Armored Car Regiment deploy to the left and right. Ooh, that's a pretty tense battle here, I see. Wow, it's certainly potent. So this is kind of firepower it takes to fight a modern war. Ugh. You said those tanks are called Assassins? Yeah, they're a type of main battle tank the Rifle Company developed 2 years ago. I've seen their spec sheets, but seeing their power firsthand tells you what numbers and decimal points don't. Might be the strongest heavy tanks on the continent, and the Imperial's army got a couple hundred of those in the wings, huh? That's kind of crazy. You try fighting things like these head on, you won't stand a chance. That's as true for our own nation as it is for others. I just can't get used to this. Just the sound of the artillery firing is enough to make me start shaking. I don't think that's something you should get used to. I mean, if the sound of guns and warfare ever stopped bothering you, I'd be worried. I mean, I guess this is another kind of strength. Thus, the military exercise come to an end. 4th Armored Division, led by Lieutenant General Craig, withdrew to an encampment near the fortress. Meanwhile, we returned to the fortress where Major Neidhart outlined the results of the training exercise. After that... Okay, so we're back inside the mess hall. Sorry you had to wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it, we're the guests here after all. Thanks for your consideration. At the very least, I'd say dinner's a million times better than lunch was. I mean, it's hash beef day. That's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? Ooh, just the smell making me hungry. Oh yeah, where'd your instructor go? She's a real looker. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. She went to see the fortress commander with Instructor Neidhart. She asked us to eat without her tonight. Alright, well, if she's with Major Neidhart, it's hard to compete with those guys from the 4th Armored Division. It'd be enough if they just had Craig the Red, but they got Major too. And he's kind of scary. Like a division of muscle men. Anyway, we shouldn't keep you tied up any longer. Your hash beef's gonna go cold. See you tomorrow, guys. Wow, it's actually delicious. It's like night and day compared to what we had for lunch. You're telling me. Oh, come on, guys. What's with all the gloomy faces? You think you guys might have had a bit too rosy of an outlook? What were you expecting to see out there? I'm sure you can understand at least a little of how we feel. It's like, has everything we've learned in our time at the Academy been for nothing? Academics, the arts, individual skill in combat. None of those matter in the slightest in real warfare, do they? It's true. If all you're looking to do is fight a war, You don't need any of those. All you need is plenty of troops at your command, the latest weaponry, and overwhelming firepower. Assuming you know the tactics to use them well, and a strategy that employs them effectively, I suppose. The accents are even more powerful than I was expecting them to be, too. I remember my mother boasting about their capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but to be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. I can't see there being a place for swords on the battlefield with weapons like those on the front lines. Well, I don't think that means individual combat skills doesn't matter at all. Still, I think maybe we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in that military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no more morality of its own. It exists to bring about a result, regardless of the ideals or principles of those who wield it. And that's true. In a sense, the same could be said of a sword or gun. And all the way on up to something as huge as Garrelia railway guns, too. I think I finally understand why they wanted us to watch that military exercise in the first place. They could have taught us in less roundabout fashion. Well, looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Sarah? Instructor Sarah? So you spoke with the commander? Sure did. I got up-to-date info on the trade conference too, as well as I saw the latest on the terrorists. Ugh. So there's new information about the Imperial Liberation Front. Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. In the morning, you're scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physical fitness training. In the afternoon, you'll be attending a special lecture where I'll bring you up to speed on that info I just mentioned. After that, you've been granted special permission to view the railway guns. I see. Looking forward to that. Sounds like we got a pretty packed schedule. Well, we did bring you all the way out here, so we might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of military, whether that military is large or small. Garrelia Fortress just happens to have that power in a very striking, easy to understand form. As students of a military academy, you have an obligation to know the scale of the power the Empire of Erebonia wields at present, a power you might one day be in charge of yourselves. Huh? Anyway, even being that long couldn't keep me away from trying the famous hash beef rice. I've heard it's only decent food that they have around here, so I've been looking forward to this all day. We should probably finish eating. Yeah, though it's gotten a bit cold now. Maybe I'll go and ask for seconds. Oh, useless. If you don't want the rest of yours, can I have it? I'd sooner throw it away than give it to you. You still don't want a baby, Milliam, huh? Click. Okay, that should do it. Alright, that covers today's quota. Ooh, I'm looking forward to a nice long bath. Well, you know how every time there's a military exercise coming up, the workload gets pretty crazy like this. Still, at least managing inventory has gone a lot easier thanks to OrboNet. They got everything hooked up on the network over in Crossbell, right? Wish the Empire would get on that a bit more. Think of the utility. Well, from the sound of it, you need special equipment to send signals through a wire connection to make use of it. Considering the size of the Empire, it's probably going to be quite a while before it's a widespread thing here. Huh? An email looks like it's from HQ. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! This right here is the problem with the OrboNet. There's no such thing as off hours. When they can just send you orders around the clock. Huh? What's going on? So get this, they're planning on doing some extra exercise tomorrow. That means we gotta outfit 20 accents with C units by tomorrow. 20. Seriously? Might as well start another pot of coffee. We're in for an all-nighter for sure. Do we even have many C units left? Actually, another lot came by freight just this evening. Exactly 20, if you can believe it. Guess we'll have to get it done. We'll just have to get it done. Crap. At least let us take a shower. I'm gonna head down to the mess hall and grab some snacks. You want anything? Alright. Well, I guess I'll see you guys later for another Let's Play of Trails of Cold Steel. So yeah, anyways, thank y'all for watching, and I will see you guys then. So, bye!